So this example about, and Roxanne, you were part of this, about getting health care for people regardless of immigration status, right? Which we know is the right thing to do morally, and we all feel that. But the message of bringing together communities, African American, Latino, white communities of all incomes to support that with the message that it wasn't just about the moral right thing to do, but it also improved everybody's health, and that it was less expensive for the healthcare system. So we gave arguments to many people who may not, who would originally maybe weren't going to be on our side, that they benefit from this too. So it's part of, how do we fight to maintain those important things that, that we've been able to accomplish and not have the clock turn back, but let other people who may not think like us know that they can benefit from these things as well, like healthcare for all. That everybody benefits when everybody has healthcare, even if you've already had it, because public health is better.
I guess what one of my concerns is about is when it comes to racism, we don't have those conversations.
No, we don't.
It's avoidable for some reason. No one wants to talk about it. So when you don't talk about it, then you don't hit the real issues. Like you said, you don't hit where it really hurts. The people who are going through the pain, the audience that it reaches out to. So when we have those talks and we're talking about, like Jerry was saying, we have all these different organizations that we're all just hanging off on branches. And when we start having those talks and start doing things about it, then that's when we can all come together and actually focus on the real issues.
The grief kind of comes with like this setback, because more than ever we know what people need to be healthy. More than ever before we understand, what's going on with people's brains and trauma and what really is happening to people that are addicted to drugs, and like we know. And I just wanted to keep it going.
The biggest problem in Richmond and all across America, there's nowhere you can go and just talk. You got to go to a dinner, you got to go to a dance. Nobody just talks. They avoid everything. Every single city, that was the thing I did when I was in Africa. Every day we came together and we talked. That's all we did. And it was amazing because I'd never had that experience before. We make excuses and we avoid things. Look at all these homeless people. This is America, the greatest country in the world, and people are dying on the streets. And everybody's like, oh, let's give them a dinner, let's give them a jacket, and then in January it's over. They get to eat in November, they get to get clothes in January, then it's over. And when they die, oh well, hurry and get them off the street. Any one of us could be on that street at any time, and something needs to be done about it.
A lot of times when we talk about us as adults, we forget about the youth. It's like, how can we work together, but also not just us as adults, but also bringing the youth in. And it's important to me because I know when I was young, I felt like no one was there for me. Not even the people in the organization that saying they're there for the youth wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like, we're in this time where it's like we need to all be together and stick together. Well, we ain't gonna make it. Regardless of our differences, our backgrounds, what we believe in, our beliefs, I do believe that we have to work together.
So I believe that the only way that we really gonna get free is if people are allowed a seat at the table. No, not allowed a seat at the table, but take the seat at the table, right? Because when we first showed up in those rooms, policy rooms, not reentry service provision rooms, not none of that, policy rooms, feeling ill-equipped, inadequate, because these are the same people that develop the infrastructure that have us incarcerated, in poverty, and disadvantaged in the first place. And finding out that a lot of these individuals weren't even, were just ignorant to the fact that the things that they did to benefit themselves oppressed us in our communities and led us to incarceration. Incarceration is not about rehabilitation, it is about punishment. And anybody who tells you that, then they need to go to prison for a couple of years, right? Because the reality around the criminalization of people of color is about politics and money. And so what we do is help those impacted by the criminal justice system, their families and their communities recognize their state of power by engaging in the political arena, shifting infrastructure, reinvesting back into our communities, and changing policy. Not just changing policy, formerly incarcerated people in this community write policy. Because we can, right?